TW, the feels and smutty stuff. YN's POV. After I woke up, I just laid in my bed letting my thoughts rush to me. I reflected on the sound of the fiddle, and that feeling it gave me that I haven't felt in so many years. I thought about that smug smile Lucifer would give me in every interaction. Though I couldn't help but wonder why he decided to stay the night without telling any of the guests, or at least me. Was the violin sound for me? Should I have knocked on his door? I was soon filled with regret, and as these negative feelings came, I also remembered what happened with Alastair. I've lived in hell for years now, though I have never encountered such a look as the one Alastair gave me. It shook me to my bones. I would hear stories about how dangerous Alastair is, but I never experienced it for myself. Then it came to me, am I in danger? Alastair, the radio demon who managed to capture some of hell's greatest overlords wants my soul, though he's never showed interest in it before. A pain struck through my heart as I realized for a second time, this time really thinking about the implications, that it's because of Lucifer. I had no idea if Lucifer still cared for me, so many years have passed since we've last seen each other. If I keep playing along with his flirting, but there are no real emotions behind them, I could be risking my soul. Would Lucifer defend me? I had no idea. My heart dropped more and more with each question I asked myself. I didn't want to think anymore, I just wanted food. I changed into a cute outfit and went downstairs thinking Lucy would be there. I felt a bit better once I smelled the pancakes. Who wants blueberry? Who wants banana? Who wants regular? We've got them all. Charlie set each plate of pancakes on the table as she announced each flavor. Yum, this looks delicious babe, Baggy said in her usual monotone voice, this time sounding a bit more excited. You're really outdid yourself, Charlie. I grabbed a chair next to Angel as he said this. Come on, Angel, when has she not outdone herself? I turned to face Charlie. I love that about you, Charlie, you put so much effort into everything you do, never change that. Once I said that, Charlie's face started to glow. Oh, my God. That was so sweet, YN, you're definitely gonna be in heaven in no time with the amount of progress you're making. Y'all, YN, what's up with this sudden progress? I could tell Angel was implying I was happier because of Lucifer. Though I guess it did have something to do with Lucifer, but it was more so because I felt bad about having to lie to Charlie, who after all, found hope in my soul as well as one of my best friends, Angel. Thinking about the lies immediately reminded me of Lucifer staying the night. Charlie, is your dad coming down for breakfast? Angel nudged me as I said this. Charlie gave me a weird face. He left yesterday evening, did he not say goodbye before he left? We nodded our heads no. That's weird, usually he's very courteous about that sort of thing. I was beyond confused when she said this. I mean, I heard his fiddle last night, no one else plays like him. Was I hearing things? And why wouldn't he say goodbye if he actually did leave? Once I finished my food, I headed to the couch and stared at the ceiling. Not long after I sat down did I hear the buzz of Nifty's small legs come up to me. Your hair looks messy, can I braid it? She said this, reaching her hands to my hair. I nodded my head and closed my eyes as she started to braid. Flashback still YN's POV. The wind whipped my hair in every direction, but I didn't care, I was just happy to be by Lucifer's side. Ever since what happened at the pool, Lucifer and I have been inseparable. We cannot keep off each other. We'll be eating dinner in the dining room, sitting across from each other, then he'll give me that look, holy hell, that look, next thing you know I'll be spreading my legs at the edge of the table with him in between and his tongue halfway down my throat, but we never actually got anywhere, all we did was make out, a lot. Anyways, back to my hair blowing, we decided we were tired of only spending time with each other at his mansion. We wanted more, so he offered to take me on a cruise in his 1968 jet black convertible Dodge Charger. Reference. God, how I fell in love with this car the second I saw it in his garage. I guess you could say it was love at first sight. He had plenty of others to choose from, trust me, but this one struck a chord with me. If I didn't have any more reasons to get with Lucifer, then this definitely topped it off. I felt free in that passenger seat next to him. The wind blew all around us since the top was off of the car. I sat up from my seat to let my knees carry me, letting my upper half stick out from the front window. It was nighttime and we were in some random empty area on the outskirts of town. No one was around us. Despite the warm glow of the headlights ahead of us, we were surrounded by the complete darkness of hell's wide night sky, along with the glowing city lights in the distance and slight outline of bushes we passed on the side of the road. I let the wind brush through my hair. I took a deep breath, taking in the moment. I felt like I was alive again, like I somehow made it back to earth and was no longer in hell. Through all this darkness, in the corner of my eye, there was a subtle shine. I looked down and saw Lucifer. His white suit was basically glowing. He was calmly laying back in his seat with his hand on the gear shift. I slowly lowered myself facing Lucifer the whole way down. He stayed still, not noticing me staring at him, just looking forward to the road. I stretched my body so my face could be closer to his. I wanted his attention. He slightly turned his face towards me, then gave me a smile. Still having our eyes locked, he quickly moved his shoulder and switched gears, then pressed on the gas. I was jolted back to my seat, almost falling over to the back seats. I was breathing hard and was completely flustered. My emotions were everywhere as I tried to reposition myself. "You okay?" He had to yell since the sound of the engine and the wind took over half of our hearing. "Yeah, I just wasn't expecting that." My hand was on my chest, holding my heart. "Haha. Sorry babe, I got a little carried away there," I giggled a bit realizing what he called me. I held my breath as the car kept gaining speed. I had no idea how fast we were actually going. It definitely felt like over 100 miles per hour. The last time I felt such a rush was when I was alive. I looked over at him and he glanced at me. I think in that moment I realized I had fallen for him. I then leaned over so my head could rest on his lap, flipping my body so I could face him. "It's okay, I forgive you, Lucy." He looked down and grinned when he heard the nickname I gave him. He took his hand off the gear stick and gently touched my lips, moving his thumb down to my bottom lip. I calmly stuck out my tongue, letting it graze along his finger, then gently sucked it. I then turned my head to the side, licking the outside of his pants. I reached my hands to the zipper. "Oh Yn, please don't do anything you don't want to. The last thing I want is to make you feel like you are inclined to repay me after I let you stay with me." He started to take pressure off the gas pedal. "Let me, please." I continued to move down his zipper and search through the folds of his clothing. Lucifer's POV. I could feel Yn's passion as she searched, and all I felt was desire. I wanted her, so bad. I thought to myself I'll give in, just this once, but nothing more after that. As she found what she was searching for, she started to rub her hands on it, gently stroking it. I looked up for a moment trying to act normal, but immediately got shocked by the wetness of her tongue. I tried to remain calm managing the sounds I let out, but in reality, I was going insane. All I could see of her was the back of head and her hair, which was still flying everywhere. I couldn't handle the pleasure she was giving me. Her lips were so soft as she licked me up and down. As I came to a finish, I peacefully stopped in the middle of the road. Luckily the road was empty enough for me to do that. "Holy shit Yn, where'd you learn how to do that?" I was almost out of breath. She then zipped me back up and laid on her back, her head still on my lap. She looked at me as if she wanted to do it again. She gently wiped her face before she replied. "You know I had a life before this, right?" She smiled. "And that's what led you to hell with me, and not to heaven where that talent you have belongs." I grinned at my dumb joke. "Ha, just keep driving smart ass." She didn't bother to lift her head off my lap, she just stared at the sky, and I can assume, occasionally glanced at me. After about 30 minutes I decided to pull over at the edge of a canyon. When I stopped, I noticed she had fallen asleep. I then pulled my seat back and tried to fall asleep with her, resting my hand on the top of her head. Though the lasting feeling of butterflies in my stomach stopped me since I felt Yn's head on my lap. I woke up when I noticed the sky was no longer dark. In front of me was the prettiest sunrise I have seen since heaven. There was several different shades of red scattered along the skyline. I had to wake up Wyan so she could also see this. I calmly brushed her hair with my hand, slowly petting her a few times to wake her up. She gently moved her head, moaning a bit as she woke up. Opening her eyes, she looked directly at me. She was so beautiful. We're still in the car," she said this slowly. I could tell her brain was still processing her waking up. "Look up, darling, it's almost as beautiful as you," she snickered after I said this, and her face turned red. Then she slowly made her way off my lap. "Holy hell, you weren't kidding, this is gorgeous," she looked over at me and gently said. I had no clue hell could be this beautiful. I knew what I was feeling towards her wasn't just lust, it was love. I wanted this moment to last forever. I didn't want Lilith to return from her trip. To be honest, I have no idea what she would do if she knew I was with someone else. She's such a hypocrite and she doesn't care if she is either. Flashback ended.